scholar. He was not a Vedantist. So his ideas he's translating into Sanskrit. That is the main reason.
But I thought he went to Vedanta school in England.
He could have, but I don't know what he said about this or not, but he did translate everything into Sanskrit to English.
See, one comment
This
I
is
want to
our
make.
homework.
Yes, sorry.
This is our homework. Everybody go to Wikipedia or whatever and find out about Max Muller.
I know Geeta is going to find out now.
I have sent everybody this book, which was Sanatan Dharma in 1913, which is published by the Banaras Hindu University. So under the contents, they have rebirth and karma as part of the indexes. So you can go over those. So if he didn't study this, then he's making statements without knowing.
See, I just want to make one comment that when you say Vedanta studies, there are two different ways you can study Vedanta. One is through the academic field in the college. It's so different the way they study. And, once you study through like Chinmaya Mission, they are all Swamis, who have meditated and done the sadhana and all that. उनके मुंह से जो निकलता है और प्रोफेसर हु हैज नॉट कोई प्रोफेसर हो सकता है उसमें दोनों क्वालिटी हो आई एम नॉट अंडरमाइनिंग एनीथिंग एट ऑल बट इफ दे हैव ओनली वेरी ड्राई वे वेदांता पढ़ाओ ना इतना डिफरेंट है वो और एक इधर डिस्कशन हुआ था आई थिंक इट वाज स्थानेश्वर जी का बिकॉज वी आर फ्रेंड्स विद हिम एंड सो इफ देयर समथिंग हैपनिंग अभी तो कोविड की वजह से वी कैन नॉट गो कोई होता था डिस्कशन वी यूज्ड टू गो सो ये वेदांतिन प्रोफेसर आए 3 and then they were sitting on the dais and then other people were asking question. Their answers were so different because they are tied by their academic field and they cannot say certain thing and it's like the doctor and the real experience. And this Anita Murjani said that in that interview that she could hear the conversation what was the doctor's conversation, right?
So we all have an opportunity to hear this. On 17th, 6 o'clock, there's a talk, there's a discussion between Sarpriyananda and Sthaneshwar. And it's on Zoom. And I sent everybody.
Yeah, he sent it. And Sarvapriyananda is amazing. And Sthaneshwarji has a very spiritual side. Even though he is a professor, and when we have our private conversation, he admits that, he doesn't get satisfaction being a professor. He said, that आप लोग जो ये जो टॉक्स अरेंज करते हैं ना प्राइवेट उसी में मुझ में ज़्यादा मजा आता है मुझे बिकॉज द ऑडियंस इज डिफरेंट यू वांट टू गो इन द डेप्थ ऑफ इट ऊपर से वो पढ़ा दिया वेदांता उनमें उनको कोई रस नहीं आता है बट ही इज डूइंग इट एज अ प्रोफेशन यू गॉट टू मेक अ लिविंग बट he admits so he has both sides to it
and he is a tantric and he has Shiv Sutra knowledge.
Yeah,
so it will be very interesting to see the discussion between, in fact I have heard him talk in when Vedanta Society, there was a big, and I had put that on YouTube.
yeah.
That he had a big discussion there also.
So I was telling you about that Anita Murjani that she said she was having a conversation with the doctor and she said I felt this but the doctor got convinced Baba there is another realm because how could have she known she was in coma 100% and then she knew the conversation what happened with her husband down the hall, which there is no way on earth on the physical plane that you can hear somebody, 30 feet away what they are saying. He's saying that he said, okay, when the local newspaper interviewed that doctor, interview mein, he was not ready to say that, she said. Yeah. He completely changed his story. So then later on, one of the other doctors said, hey, if he will admit these kind of things, he might lose his license. Or other people will ridicule him. Yeah. So people in the academic field, even if they are Vedantic professors, even if they may have some mystical experiences, they're not going to share that because they got to keep their job, as a professor. But say, okay, show me the proof, and then in the this thing world, academic world, they are looking for physical proof.
But main thing is Shraddha. If you have Shraddha, then you have no arguments. And you don't waste your energy in trying to use that it is there or not there.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I just remembered, I went through a lot of miracles, and me being a scientist, to me, miracle is like magic, And I asked the question seriously that why the miracles there, and they said it is to make you become a believer. So once the miracle happens to you, you become a believer. Then it doesn't matter what anybody says, you know it has happened to you. And so, if you have had a miracle, just believe it and have Shraddha.
So the word miracle,
I had Ganesh drink milk from me,
Oh.
and I don't know how many gave milk to Ganesh.
No, I didn't, but I heard about it when it was going on. So miracle का कोई ऐसा किसी ने बोला, I think I don't know which one of the Swamis said it, and makes so much sense. He's saying if you cannot explain it, you call it miracle. Actually, there is no miracle, because if you go to the core of it, you can do it. And the way I was thinking about it is like, like suppose there is an engineer who got a bridge built, okay, and he knows in and out of it everything. Okay, he's a very, very great engineer. And then if there's a problem comes, he can fix it because he knows what it is. Other person might call it a miracle. Hey, how did he do it? He has the skills to do it, So अगर कोई बोलेगा कि भगवान कौन है, अगर तुम उस लेवल तक पहुंच गए तो तुम क्रिएट भी कर सकते हो कुछ, right? I know it's hard for our human brain to think, but you can become a creator of something then.
To me, one miracle is that Agastya Muni writes in Tamil and gives it to these sadhus. And I show up there at a particular time in March of 2003. And they say, your father is dead, your mother is alive, your son is finishing medicine. All this is written in Tamil. And if you came earlier or later, this will be obsolete.
So you came at the right time, you're saying. That's
right time I had to come, and that is written for that time. So to me, no science can explain that. That how Agastya Muni thousands of years ago wrote in Tamil that I'll be coming there and picking up this information. And it is all in black and white because I have a video which I put on YouTube of it. So he speaks in Tamil and then he translates in Hindi. And my wife's name, everything, is there. So that is a miracle. Now, if somebody wants to argue, how did they figure out? There was no internet that time. Now, if it happens to you, then you'll believe everything.
So even internet का okay, जो we say कि internet नहीं था समझो, हाँ? मगर जो इंटरनेट का कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, ये सब उसका तो सब कुछ चल रहा था वहाँ पे. I mean, Sanjay is watching, sitting where he's sweating.
No, I'm talking, Agastya Muni definitely knew. and then somebody questioned me actually that there are billions of people in the world, and over time period there are billions and trillions. How can he write about you? So, in fact, I saw an article on this. I can send everybody if you want to read. It's a long article which explains this whole science. And they said that they know that which people they are writing for, and the universe makes you come there to pick up that information. It's just like I was talking about Brahma Sutra, makes you read it. Now, I know these are miracles, but we don't believe because we say, oh, I can do this.
When you have your own experience, then you believe, huh? Premji.
Bhrigu Santa with also.
Bhrigu Samhita, yeah, right, same way. But this one was amazing because he's talking about the time. It's not written for general. It is written this specific time you'll pick up the information. That is the main. Steve, to me, scientifically, I could question everything, but I cannot question how he could know that. And that too in Tamil. And then.
Because there is one line of thinking that it's like a, जैसे रामायण लिखी ना, पहले लिखी और बाद में रामचंद्र जी ने उसको एक्ट आउट किया. तो पहले से ही सब कुछ निर्धारित है, तो फिर वो पहले से निर्धारित था कि आप जाओगे वहाँ पे. There's whatever way you want to look at it, there are so many different ways. Okay, I'm going to close the class here and we can continue with the discussion who I want to stay another 15 minutes. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. See, one point I wanted to make about this, what Joe is saying, and again, I'm bringing the NDE because these are real people from the real world and they are still alive, all of them. They said that when we go in that realm, and some go more deeper into that realm, right? So they said, we knew everything about everything. And like, how do you know that? He's saying, it's not the knowing which you think. It didn't happen like as a knowledge that you acquire in this world, in the physical world they were talking about. Knowing happens from within, they said. And when they meet that other souls in that realm, or whatever you can call it, jivas you can call them, that they still have a subtle body. So how do you communicate? Because you don't have a voice, right? You have no written thing. So he's saying we telepathically communicated with them. Whatever unka thought tha, I knew him instantly. And not just knowing the thought, all the feelings, how they are feeling, and everything they knew instantly. It's so hard for us to understand that. But hundreds of them have confirmed it. The same thing, and they talk in their own language. So, apna problem hai ki we are tied up with these five senses so deeply, that we just don't know how to think beyond it. But even Bhagavad Gita, they tell you that, you have to transcend those everything, mind and intellect and all, then only you understand. So we will never find explanation in the physical world for it. But there is enough proof out there right now that something beyond it exists, and the communication happens in a different level. Everybody became so silent.
I think everything, if you see in the sense of intellect and try to reason out like that,
Your voice got cut off.
Uma, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Everybody can hear you. Yeah.
I feel like everything, if you see with the intellect, then you have pros and cons and this and that. But if you see everything in awe and the creation, and you find that consciousness just manifested, then you don't have any doubts. You're looking at through the eyes of a devotee. So when you're looking through the eyes of the devotee, everything seems, yes, aisa bhi ho sakta hai, aisa bhi ho sakta hai. You don't have to think in ways that, it becomes your own experience that, aisa ho sakta hai. Because so many times you experience that.
I remembered because अपना miracle वगैरह की बात करें हम लोग, so मैंने बताया ना, मैंने एक book पढ़ी थी about Satya Sai Baba, because he used to make ऐसे पत्थर से शुगर की कैंडी बना देते थे वगैरह वगैरह. चाहे आप लोग मानो या नहीं मानो, उनके भक्त बताते हैं. So he said कि
I also saw.
Yeah, you saw it? Okay. So this story is like this. Book में थी वो story.
Actually, Sri Hari, which is the biggest miracle.
Oh, your own daughter? Yeah.
Yeah, after Sai Baba blessed her, the next day, when I reached Bombay, she could not walk, she could not even stand. And the physiotherapist and all said to me, don't waste your time and money coming anymore. And after I met Baba, and he told me that, Ma, don't worry about her. God is looking after her. During the therapy time, she just walked. And not just 1 or 2 steps. It was 4 lengths of the room because we could not believe it. So that's a miracle, no?
Yes, it is definitely a miracle.
And so many times in our own life, each one have experienced that. But we sort of have not gone, I don't know how to say it. I'm sure 100% each one of us have experienced different things in our life. The other day I had a very bad accident. A car accident, and I had that terrible accident, and after having the accident, because it was in a residential area, the people from the residence, they came, and I got down out of the car, and they asked me, are you all right and all? Because looking at the car, they really thought, that I must be very nervous and all. So I just joined my hands and I said, no, I'm very thankful that I am all right and nobody else also has got hurt. And at that point, I was just feeling as if all the forces of the universe was there to protect me, because the traffic light behind me turned red. So there were no cars coming, behind me to sort of bump into me. In front, there are cars parked over there every day. That day, the cars were not, they were a little further. So, I mean, everything, I just felt at that point how the forces of nature was just there to protect you. And the car, they have spent about more than 14,000 on the car.
Wow. I'm glad you're
So,
okay. Yeah.
when you have the experience and then you're just aware that, see how this has happened, you just can't get over it. You're just in awe. There's nothing to explain anything. You're just in awe.
So this particular thing that I was talking about, he talked about a little bit about scientific thing. That's why I thought this was interesting. So in that book, he explains that there was one geologist, okay? And he was like, he didn't believe in miracles and all, obviously, because he had his own way of thinking. But some friend or somebody may have taken him to Sai Baba and all that. And it was a private meeting with him. So he's saying the Sai Baba picked up, he's saying that he realized that, hey, this guy doesn't believe in all this. Maybe like Joe was saying, he wanted him to become a believer, right? So he said, अच्छा ये पत्थर उठाया, बोला ये क्या है? तो बोला पत्थर है. So then he did अपना जो भी करते हैं वो, or then he opened his palm and he's saying, okay, eat it now. So he's saying, what? That was a patthar. You want me to eat the patthar? I said, yeah, eat it. So he ate and it was a candy. So he said, मैं तो एकदम shocked रह गया. मैंने बोला, how did you do this? I'm a geologist. You're driving me crazy. You got to tell me now. So he said, okay, he took another patthar and he put it down and he said, okay, what is it? So he said, it's a stone. No. What is it? So then he said, okay, then he started giving him some the geology में जो उनके terms हैं वो पत्थर के लिए, right? वो सब उसने बता दिए कि ये पत्थर क्या है. बोला, no, I want to know what is it deeper. So then he went all the way to the molecules. Okay, the molecules are there, and molecules में, so he's saying beyond that who's there. So he said, I don't know, Baba. Science only goes up to this, atom. These are going around. So he said, beyond that there is God. Okay, that's who it is. And he's saying, suddenly it kind of clicked to him that this man is gone to the core of it. He has a capacity to change the molecular structure of it. Whether you believe it or not, but this was this guy's conclusion. The way he kind of took him to the journey, and he's saying that the science stops over there. But there is one step beyond that too. That causeless, cause bolo, substratum bolo. And for some reason, because of his sadhana, previous life sadhana, I don't know what, he is in touch at the creative level. That's why he can. It's not, according to him, it's not a miracle. Whoever does that kind of sadhana can reach that state. Whether we believe it or not. I thought that was a very interesting story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I've seen him perform all this because several times I've been to his meetings when he was there in body, and I've been to the ashram and all, and I've seen him giving bhabooti coming out of the pictures, honey coming out, so many miracles, so many.
I think there's another book called, if anybody interested to read, if you like reading books, it's called The Search in Secret India. And I will find the author. I'm not sure the name now. मैं भूल गई. मेरी friend ने मुझे बताई थी ये किताब. And I usually, when I used to read these books, whenever I went to travel another country and I had long 10, 12 hour, 16 hour flights, that's where I read these books. And my time just flew, And this book there was a journalist from England who made Ramana Maharishi popular through this book. because Ramana Maharishi never went anywhere, so he's the one who made, and I think I may have talked about this book before, but because he went in search of spirituality in India, he came across all kinds of people. ढोंगी से लेके एकदम महाढोंगी, मतलब कोई भी, but they know how to make a fool of the people. वैसे लोग to Siddhas. Siddhas were one who had acquired the Siddhis. And he said they were genuine, but they were not there yet. They were not at the moksha level. They were just, they had the Siddhis and they were using these Siddhis for their own, whatever, popularity. And then he kept going on, and then he ended up in the ashram of he went there twice actually, in the ashram of Ramana Maharishi. First time when he went, he didn't connect. He said, oh, ye to bolta hi nahi hai. And he asked him a question, and silence mein main kaise learn karunga. But after the entire घूम घाम के पूरा India और सब करके फिर जाके वहाँ बैठा ना, meditation में he felt oneness with the universe. So उनका सार्थक हो गया. Then he wrote about him. So the reason I was telling you that in that book he describes, he met people who could create any fragrance. ऐसे हवा में हाथ उठाते थे and fragrance आ जाता था. बोले वो कौन सा fragrance चाहिए? गुलाब का. अब कभी create कर देता हूँ. ये चाहिए. So he said that they had a siddhi to create the fragrance. And then we have heard that, people can bend the spoon with their eyes. Energy बोलना चाहिए. That they do it. मैंने अपनी आँखों से भी देखा है वो. Moving objects, like, there's something is lying over here, and they look at it in a very intense manner, and they focus some kind of energy from their body on it, and it moves. So, I don't know, but the few things I have seen it with my own eyes too. So we may call it miracle, but if you ask them, if they're Siddhas, they will say, no, there is a science. And you can get it too, if you do that sadhana, if you are interested. But Swami Chinmayananda, he actually discouraged very heavily not to get into it, because he said it's a huge distraction. And his devotees tell over the years that many, many, many miracles happened when he was around them, but he never wanted to dwell upon it at all. He did not want to give it importance.
No, but if miracles are meant to make you a believer,
yeah, that's a different thing.
And once you become believer, then you don't question. What you comes, you take it as is. Otherwise, you are always spending your energy questioning everything.
And like what you are saying, this is very interesting about Chinmayananda, because Meena ji and Sushil ji are here. In his book, Every Breath a Teaching करके एक book है उनकी, चिन्मयानंद जी के devotees ने लिखी है उनके बारे में. तो उसमें लिखा था कि how some people end up in some pravachan because they wanted to go, some friend was coaxing them, chalo. So he's saying this fellow goes in the thing, and he's saying everybody was prostrating to Chinmayanand ji and all, and he was feeling very awkward. He said, I didn't feel anything from my heart, so how do I do this? So but he's saying, if everybody is doing kuch to hoga inme. To bola, I don't know why that stupid thought came in my mind. I thought, okay, I will go and prostrate to him, and if he gives me a flower, I know he's a genuine guy. ऐसे करके उसके दिमाग में ऐसा आया क्वेश्चन. किसी ने सुना नहीं, उसके खुद के दिमाग में था ये. तो बोले जब मैं लाइन में गया और मैंने ऐसे प्रोस्ट्रेट किया उनको, तो बगल में एक फ्लावर पॉट था. चिन्मयानंद ने उठा के उसको दिया. फ्लावर पॉट ही दे दिया उसको. He's saying, I was so shocked. And I was like, I just came out and I said, oh my God, he's genuine. He read my thoughts. And he said that I could not help but to believe in him from there. Then he started attending his lectures and all that. You can call it a miracle. You can call it a coincidence. But what Joe is saying, uske dil mein 100% ho gaya.
So many times it happens. And you cannot explain it. So your thoughts are read.
Yeah.
And then the things happen. Even the Baba Ramdas story, I don't know if you heard on PBS. He was a professor from, I think, MIT or Harvard. And he went to Baba Neem Karoliwala. And he said, I had my hands in my pants pocket. And everybody was prostrating. And I was saying, I'm a Harvard professor. And who's this guy? And then Baba said, so yesterday you were thinking about your mother and you were looking at the stars And so his mother had passed away. And all of a sudden he realized that he knew everything about him. So he has written, this is in the documentary on PBS. And so there are a lot of miracles that, we think that because it's part of the destiny. See, we are all, if you see the Matrix movie, we are all connected and we are acting according to that. And another thing, I think Meenaji was talking about this Pralaya, Mahapralaya. So there is Indian scriptures has defined it completely. So there's a Mahapralaya. I don't know, everybody knows that or not?
Yeah.
Then there is a second level of Pralaya and then there is a third Pralaya. So like Brahma, for example, not Brahma, but Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. It's an appointed position.
Yes.
And he has so many years he lives and then he goes away. So that's one Pralaya. That is called mini Pralaya. Then when Shiv so there are hundreds of Brahmas come, before Shiv decides to destroy the whole Srishti. And that is when everything is gone. And that is Mahapralaya. So all that is defined to the lowest level to the highest level in Indian scriptures. And we don't know how they did that.
You talked about 3 pralayas. This is the mini, then you talk about what
No,
is the
Brahma, actually I'll find out because I don't remember, but there were 3 of them, I know. No. One of them is Brahma's day. So
Yes.
when Brahma's day and night comes, there's a mini Pralaya.
Yeah, that, okay.
That Brahma has a life of 100 years of that.
Yes.
So I'll send you the timeline which talks about all of this. And that one is the medium Pralaya. Then the third one is the Shiv one, where everything goes away. So after the Shiv Pralaya happened, it was like all fire is there. This fellow explained me, who's way ahead of in spirituality from me now. He's younger, but he knew that. And he said, so after that fire, one Chingari came, which is you. And let's say we call it Chingari Meena. And there's another Chingari came, which is me. Now these Chingaris started interacting with each other. And that is how all our karmas started forming. And it is like you drive a car in a snow zone and the snow starts sticking to your tires. So your karmas and your desires start sticking to you till they become too much. And then you start shedding them. And ultimately you shed them all and then you merge back with the fire. So your moksha is that in the end. So you started from moksha and then you end up in moksha. And in between you are going through thousands of lifetimes.
That's what we studied today in Bhagavad Gita, that thousands of lifetimes. And I was going to tell you, Meena ji, that the सबसे छोटी वाली प्रलय हम लोग experience करते हैं रोज, जब when we go in deep sleep.
नहीं, छोटी वाली तो ब्रह्मा की है.
नहीं, ये ना deep sleep में भी जाते हैं, तो आप देखो तो mini level पे वही हो रहा है ना. You are merging back.
Unmanifest.
Yes. Do you remember anything in deep sleep? You have no connection with the world, and then when you wake up, all those vasanas, everything just started manifesting again. So pralay में भी वो अगर वासना exhaust नहीं हुई है completely, तो जब शुरू होएगी सृष्टि तो वापस वैसे ही आओगे तुम.
But when you talk about fire as the only thing left, to me, fire was one of the elements, 5 elements from which the creation is explained, because otherwise there's only one without a second. And so to explain the creation, we have those 5 tantras or the 5 elements like fire and water.
No, I'm not talking about that fire. I was talking about consciousness as fire.
Okay,
Just symbolism.
Okay,
this is a very local level fire.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
He gave the example like Chingari. Like
Yes.
when the Srishti start forming,
Yes.
then these entities start showing up, which is Purusha and Prakriti.
Yes.
And it is Shiv and Shakti. So it's part of Shiv. But then and they call it Leela or Pralaya, whatever you want to call it, it's his game. And we are bound by time, but he is not.
That's what is coming in the next verse now in Bhagavad Gita, when he's going to say that I make use of my own Maya and I create a body for myself and I'm born. So, but then Swamiji explains that when somebody is born, we are born on this earth because of our vasanas.
Yes.
We are pushed into this world. When we are born, हम लोग कहाँ से आ गए? क्या किया था हमने? क्यों आए हम लोग? Right? ऐसे ही पूछते हैं. But that consciousness, they don't have any vasana and all that, but they made use of that Maya and just took on those, just a panch kosh
He is
udharan
not
kar liye.
born, he manifests himself.
He manifests, right.
So he talks about that in Gita.
Okay. Any
All right.
shall we close?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Hari Om.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hari Om everyone.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
अनिल जी आपने मैक्स मिलर का चालू किया and इतना लंबा डिस्कशन हो गया. But
No, but you explained that study of Vedantas is different than understanding of Vedantas.
yes, that's how I felt through the experience. I felt like that.
That explains it.
Yeah.
He must have studied all of it, but never understood what it was.
All right.
Okay. Hari Om
Hari Om.
everyone.
Hari Om.
I'll see you next week.
Yes.